very high. We're 8 days out from the election, no question about it. I don't think either side is innocent of inflammatory rhetoric, for sure. I don't think the president could have expected not to do this massive rally, which was historic. And the media is just, oh, he's a Nazi, it's Hitler, and all this crazy stuff. I think in many respects, that rhetoric is much, much worse than what you just say there.
Just to be clear, the president entered the conversation because his chief of staff said that Trump, not the media, but Trump was the one who brought up Hitler.
And five people who were there said it didn't.
Okay,
exactly.
You're mixing anecdotes. That's not what happened.
Actually, Hitler entered the conversation because his running mate actually compared him to Hitler. That's when it actually entered the conversation. No, that's how we brought Hitler into this conversation, because the person that
No, I believe that is true.
Donald Trump picked to be his running mate compared him to Hitler. And then he changed his mind. Fine, change your mind. But then somebody else verified.
We played the clips.
Okay, but the media,
said all of those
the
things.
media did not just say that Trump was Hitler. The media was saying that everyone who attended was Hitler. The reason that he did, yes, they did over and over. They call them anyone who
hang on just a second.
are Nazis.
Hang on just one second, okay? Because it's the hyperbole that's getting me. You said the media called everyone who attended.
Yes, they did. They
so
said,
when we're
you attend that rally, you are a fascist. Okay. That is what they said.
Let's talk about this table right here.
Okay, I don't know what anyone said yesterday. I wasn't all your
I didn't say anything.
Okay.
Ryan,
I just watched
that did not happen.
Yes, it did.
And wait for people like you
Abby
to maybe
Phillip,
say something.
it 100% happened.
You didn't even get through all the clips. There was still Tucker Carlson doing replacement. Don Jr. did replacement. And then Trump himself turned up and talked about invading and occupying our country, which is the language of the far right. He talked about enemy of the people, which is Joseph Goebbels. He talked about enemy within, which is literally Hitler. These are my problem is, I get it. Nobody wants to be called Nazis. It's very inflammatory. But if you don't want to be called Nazis, stop.
Called an anti-Semite more than anyone else's table.
Yeah.
And people would say, no, by me. I never called you an anti-Semite. I'm not sitting here saying
I'm a supporter of the Palestinians, so I'm used to it.
Yeah, I hope your beeper doesn't go off. The thing is that
you should not.
No,
Did you just say I should be killed?
No, I did not say that.
I said I hope you.
Let me just stop.
You said you hope my beeper of the Palestinians.
Guys.
No, you're not going to stop the conversation. If we are in kind of a debate situation and somebody says, I hope your beeper doesn't go off, you're not going to be able to say, hey guys, let's stop the conversation. No, we're going to have to get that cleared up. What's going on right now?
I apologize.
That is completely.
No, I apologize.
Good job, CNN. Let's have first block say the Muslim guy should be blown up.
I apologize.
On TV.
Don't say then I apologize. You literally.
I thought you said Hamas.
I didn't think I said Hamas. I said I supported Palestinian rights.
Yes, I did.
Why? Because when you hear
What's funny
Palestinian,
is Rudy Giuliani said this yesterday, so you're a great guest here to defend Rudy Giuliani.
I wasn't going to entertain nonsense today, and so at this point,
this is what we're in now. This is America. Forget the racism. I should die.
I didn't say that. You
said,
die.
what does beeper mean? Don't give me a fake
I did not say you should die.
Yeah, why did you say the beeper should go? Just own it. Why? That's the joke. You don't mean it literally, but that is the joke, right?
What did you mean by the beeper? What did you mean by the beeper? No, you didn't. You said, I hope your beeper doesn't go off.
See, the part about this clip I don't like is just let them two talk. You got these cackling women all over. Just shut up. Go to commercial break if you have to go to commercial break. Why would you miss? This is good stuff. Why would you go to commercial break? But why are you trying to stop them? If somebody's going to go with the Israeli beeper line, they're going to have to hash it out. There's not going to be let's stop guys and take turns. Nah.
Ryan, stop talking.
At least have the guts to support your racist.
I agree with Mehdi there. Mehdi's trash. Everybody on there is trash. Everybody on network TV is trash. I agree with Mehdi there, though. He's at least have the courage to own what you said.
This is why yesterday's rally was disgusting.
Don't call us Nazis, but I'm going to threaten the brown guys and kill him.
That's fair. That's a fair take.
I didn't ever say Donald Trump was Hitler. But do you know who stood on a stage yesterday and said, I want to come to the Nazi rally? I don't have to make up words and call you something. You're saying it for yourself. And what you just said right here, apologize, but I will tell you, I don't accept that apology, and you didn't even say it to me. That was disgusting. But I can be offended when you don't even say it to me. I'm not Puerto Rican, but I was offended by what he did yesterday. And I'm offended that the former president and potentially future president would allow it and go for 12 hours and not say, I don't care. Because you know what? When Kamala Harris put out statements about switching up opinions, it wasn't good enough for Republicans.
Why are you looking at me?
Because you said it.
Why don't you take this back a little bit and let her take the show? You're monopolizing the show.
Why would you go on the show like this with a bunch of people like this?
I'm surprised you wouldn't even say.
Listen, we have a lot of. Hang on a second. Wow. We have a lot of heated.
It's not for him to own or disown his statement. You go talk to him.
Conversations on this show. That is true.
Take it back.
But one of the things that I do not appreciate is when we cross the line. Okay, I don't.
Wow. So this video.
That was wild, man. It makes for good TV. I might start watching CNN. I watch Morning Joe, MSNBC every day. I might start watching it if they're going to have discussion. This is all whack. They're all whack on there, but this was interesting at least. At the very least, there was a lot that happened here because they were all over the place. But let's confirm the J.D. Vance. Her point, her initial point here to say, we're not the one that called everybody Nazis. Who's the first person that did it? Basically calling Trump Hitler. It was J.D. Vance. She's absolutely right. She's not telling any lies to my knowledge. Let's look this up real quick. Let's see if this, you have to read the article to see if it's true or not, but let's see. Okay. Donald Trump's vice presidential pick, J.D. Vance, donut guy. He went on with Joe Rogan. I heard it was pretty good, actually, but I'll probably check that out. Once, I have not listened to it yet, was once a fervent critic of the former president. In private messages, he wondered ahead of Trump's election whether he was America's Hitler, and in 2017 said the then president was a moral disaster. So when she says, if you don't want to eat that, MAGA, then now you understand why there's certain people who had a problem with J.D. Vance, myself, Nick Fuentes, others. It's problematic. J.D. Vance can change his mind. I've changed my opinion, but I shouldn't be picked as Trump's VP. You can change your opinion, don't get me wrong, and I'm not going to be necessarily against you, but there's a ton of people who have always rocked with America First, the true essence of MAGA, which is challenging power to me. Steve Bannon knows what populism is. MAGA loyalists never called Trump Hitler. This should be in the front of the line before J.D. Vance. Well, how does J.D. Vance get in front of the line? You have tech money. Tech bro, Peter Thiel's episode with Joe Rogan. I still haven't had the chance to break that down. That was a fascinating episode. It was a great episode. Peter Thiel revealed a lot in that too. But that's straight there. He said it. And I believe I heard J.D. Vance basically admit that he said it in that New York Times interview, which was a great interview actually with J.D. Vance. So when this woman, this black imam, I don't know who she is, when this black imam says it was, who was the first person that said the Hitler stuff, she has a good point. She has a fair point. Let me find where the black imam comes in, right here.
Was the one who brought up Hitler.
And five people who were there said it didn't.
Okay.
There it is.
Hitler has entered the conversation because
On CNN channel.
Very high. We're 8 days out from a
Channel will come to another video on CNN. Heated. So we're about to watch this clip. Make sure you guys hit the like button down.
Hitler entered the conversation because his running mate actually compared him to Hitler.
That was a bar. And there's she's right. Tell me where she's wrong. I'll wait. MAGA, tell me where she's wrong. You get butthurt about the Hitler comments, but then when I say, why is Trump choosing someone who called him Hitler in 2017, you guys start freaking out. It's being afraid you don't get controlled by politics. You have to control the politicians. Donald Trump should have been flambéed for choosing J.D. Vance, period. J.D. Vance is very smart. He says some things I agree with, but now you chose someone who called Trump Hitler, and she's absolutely right. I don't want to hear shit from you. If you are okay with J.D. Vance as the VP pick for Donald Trump, I don't want to hear shit from you about being called Hitler.
I mean, you're mixing anecdotes. That's not what
Actually, Hitler entered the conversation because his running mate actually compared him to Hitler.
Well,
That's
there's
when it
that
actually
too.
entered the
There's
conversation. No, that's how we brought Hitler into this conversation, because the person that Donald Trump picked to be his running mate compared to.
That's not why they did it, but that's what allows them to. It's almost like you're in a courtroom and someone else opens up the topic of why you went here. Now we can talk about why you went here because, Judge, they brought it up.
To Hitler. And then he changed his mind. Fine, change your mind. But then somebody else verified.
Hey, look, we played the clips, right?
Okay, but the
they said all of those things.
media did not just say that Trump was Hitler. The media was saying that everyone who attended was Hitler. Yes, they did. Yes.
So then, here's the part of this part that I don't like is, okay, I might make a mistake, say that too. What are we arguing about? So then they're saying that everybody there are Nazis then, right? What is this argument? They're acting like, so what he's saying is, the media is calling everybody at, what was it, 20,000 people, whatever the capacity is that were there, that they were all Hitler. And so she's acting, no, we didn't. Okay, bitch, then what are you saying? You called Trump Hitler. We know that for a fact. So then everybody there is supporters of Hitler. So everybody there are Nazis. Is that a more accurate statement? Let's go forward with that. What are they arguing about?
Trump was Hitler. The media was saying that everyone who attended was Hitler. The reason that yes, they did. Yes, they.
This guy's a clown. I don't know who he is. I've never heard of him in my life. He's a effing clown.
They did. Yes, they did.
Yes,
they did. They call them. Is anyone who attends
hang on just a second.
are Nazis?
Yeah, he's just loud and he is terrible.
1 second, okay? Because it's the hyperbole that's getting me. You said the media called everyone who attended that rally
Yes,
Hitler?
they did. Yes, they did.
Whoa, Abby, what's your problem with that? Do you disagree with that? He's not even I don't know who this dude is. He's terrible. At least this was a terrible moment.
In that rally, you are a fascist.
Okay.
That is what they said.
Well, look about this table right here.
Okay, I don't know what everyone said yesterday. I wasn't on all your
I
Twitter
didn't say
accounts.
anything.
Okay.
Ryan.
Oh, see how X is everywhere, man. Every time you see an article, every time you see these, they always bring up X. Okay, you had that almost like Destiny and Comic Dave Smith were going back and forth. You had that. You were getting very proud and you were poking your chest out on Twitter. How about right now?
I just watched
That did not happen.
Yes, it did.
And waiting for people like you
Abby
to maybe
Phillip,
say something.
it 100% happened.
You didn't even get through all the clips. There was still Tucker Carlson doing replacement. Don
What, you don't agree with replacement theory?
Jr. did replacement. And then Trump himself turned up and talked about invading and occupying our country, which is the language of the far right. He talked about
I don't know. Oh, he's talking about immigrants invading? So what if the language of the far right? So what?
enemy of the people, which is Joseph Goebbels. He talked about enemy of the enemy
There's no enemy within. There's no possibility of enemy. What is that?
within, which is literally Hitler. These are
How is that Hitler? I don't even understand that statement.
The problem is, I get it.
And who cares if it's Hitler? In 2024, who is afraid of Hitler? Hitler's like going viral on TikTok. Like your 10-year-old son's watching Hitler speeches on TikTok now. Nobody cares about it like that. Nobody cares about Hitler in that way.
Nobody wants to be called Nazis. It's very inflammatory. But if you don't want to be called Nazis, stop doing it.
I don't care. You can call me a Nazi. I said that Mark Robinson was base. Call me the black Nazi. I won't associate as a black, but you call me a black Nazi. I couldn't care less.
Don't call an anti-Semite more than anyone else's table.
Yeah.
And people, no, by me, I never called you an anti-Semite. I'm not sitting here saying I don't.
I'm a supporter of the Palestinians, so I'm used to it.
Yeah, I hope your beeper doesn't go off.
He was waiting for the moment. Mehdi Hasan was like, what happened? Mehdi Hasan was, do I need to put hands on somebody? What's going on right now? That's fair. He's looking at the host like, you invited me over to your crib and one of your guests said that my beeper should go off. Like how that country over there plotted 15 years, put explosives or however they did it in the beepers and indiscriminately just had them go off, killing innocents and all kinds of crap.
Let me just stop.
So he knew he messed, so he said, I apologize. All right, I apologize.
Palestinian.
Are you?
Am I what? No, of course I'm not.
Is ignorant and arrogant and loud people actually make for entertaining debates. It's the problem. I apologize because he knew he messed up. You can say whatever you want. Just own it. But the part about that's so funny to me is that you're in the same room with him. The beeper doesn't blow off and just confine itself to his nutsack. It goes beyond that. So it blows up if it does. I don't want that. I'm talking about YouTube. I'm describing what Israel did. That'd be funny if Israel took down my video, or YouTube took down my video for describing what Israel did. That would be so perfect. It doesn't confine to the one person. It blows up the room. Ryan Girdusky, whatever the hell your name is, if his beeper went off, a piece of his nutsack would probably land on your cheek. And you would probably be in danger too. That's the funniest part about the one-liner that you had locked and loaded. Just a complete fail all around. But an entertaining moment. That was really funny. It was really cool. I've watched that times.